Best part about waking up is Dunkin' Donuts in your cup. And of course, another episode of Bradshaw's Game Reviews. I break calf over knee and pick up drop off. Nice little segue into the morning, I guess. Cheers. Ah, yeah. Alright, folks, this morning, yeah. Look at that, 2 videos in 2 days. What in the hell is going on with the world? Woo! Yeah. I'm going to be doing my N64 game collection update. Probably one of my favorite systems, the N64. My brother Andrew, my sister Kimberly, me, and Michael, we got it for Christmas one year. We got it with Super Mario 64. I think Andrew had NBA Live 99? Either way, really fun system. I still play mine every day. Actually, gonna bear with me 1 second. 1 second for. Boom, baby! I'm back. Yeah. See, that way you get to listen to some more of the music. Figure it's actually a nice little bit of music to listen to. Nice to have something in the background. So when you're watching it, you can kind of... Yep. Hot. Alright, so, here we go. Gonna try and do this in order. I don't know how well it's going to go, but we will give it a whirl. Alright, this is a terrible game. There's no reason on earth to actually own this game, except the fact that it's actually kind of fun, but it's terrible all at the same time. Body Harvest, N64, Midway Arcade made it. You're like a space marshal or something more along the lines of that, and you have to go through time and space to defeat aliens. Terrible game. Terrible, terrible, terrible game. I mean, I enjoy playing it now and then, but it's terrible. It is just awful. But, you know, that's what makes it fun. I mean, you gotta go through the pieces of crap to get to the good stuff, so you know. See, we started off with a piece of crap, now we're gonna go to... Got this for Christmas one year. Donkey Kong 64. This is a really great game. Great game. Newest part of the... Well, when this came out, it was the newest part of the Donkey Kong series. It introduced 2 new characters, unless if you were watching the animated show, which I did. If you didn't, there's obviously Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Trixie Kong, Lanky Kong is one of the new ones, and Chunky Kong. So those 2 are the new ones. Basically, you have to... It's a platform game. There's puzzles, stuff like that involved in the game, adventure. You have to go and defeat King K. Rool or King Cruel if you're a genius. There's a lot to this game. I still haven't beaten it, but then again, I don't really sit down and play it as much as I used to. But you know, it's like I said, this one's probably one of my favorite games on the N64. So I would recommend anybody picking this up if you're a collector or something like that. It's fun. Let's see here. This one I recently got a little while ago from somebody. I'm a big fan of the series to begin with, so when I got this one, it made my day even better. Harvest Moon 64, ladies and gentlemen. If you've played Harvest Moon Back to Nature, this is kind of the same. Obviously, that one's PlayStation, this one's N64. Both really fun games. The only problem I have with this game is the tool system and whatnot. You have to go onto the start screen to change your tools. You have to go onto the start screen to take the item out you want. But, you know, this was before the good old days, the good old times with the GameCube controller, the Wii controller, stuff like that, to where you could just slide and get what you needed. Really fun game, though. It's kind of weird to say about a Harvest Moon game. You know, you're farming, and it's a fun game. Figure it out for yourself, folks. I don't know. It's one of those genres you have to play for yourself to really appreciate it. So, you know. But once you go ahead and sit down and play one of these, if you play the older ones, you're gonna be like, maybe. The latest one, at least on console, was Animal Parade for the Wii. That was probably my favorite of the whole series, at least for the Wii ones. There's only 3. Yeah. Not bad. If you're a fan of this, John K.A., I know he used to have it. I remember watching him play it, so, you know, that's what kind of got me hooked on it. So, big shout out to John. Okay. This next one, Holden and I have played. I haven't taped it. My brother and I, Michael, used to play it. So, Major League Baseball featuring Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball simulator back in the 90s. So you had all the 90s stars, stuff like that. Not much to really say about it. It's a baseball game. Probably one of the better ones that were released back in the day. Yeah, there's not really, like I said, a whole lot to say about it, which is weird. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to do this separately. You saw me do a review on this, so you got a really good idea about what it is. It was for Austin Big Fluff Country, Kuchar. I call him Big Fluff Country just because it's fun. N64, my favorite NFL simulator, NFL game to date. Even with 15 and everything else like that, I still go back to this one more than anything. Just because this is the one game that actually got me really hooked on football. Like I said, Andrew, my brother, I know he got this one year. I watched him play it. I'm like, maybe. Then when I actually sat down and played it, I fell right in love with it. So, Madden 01, updated rosters. They actually have the team names and stuff like that. This one, they really went out and got the patent license and stuff like that. This one, you can play as Peyton Manning. As a Colt. But yeah, it's a little bit better graphics, team, stuff like that. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of difference between them. Alright. Now we're getting somewhere, folks. Let's see here. Alright. Boom. This game is terrible as well. I mean, when it first came out, it was probably one of the better games that came out, but now that I've played it, I'm like, yeah, this is a piece of crap. NBA Live 99. Yeah, piece of shit. Yeah. This one you really can't see the cover, but I'll do it this way. NBA Live 2000. This, the graphics now, this thing is a piece of crap, but it's one of my favorite basketball games. You can do a one-on-one against Michael Jordan. If you beat him, you can have him signed to any team you want. So you could potentially make the 95-96 Bulls. You know, Steve Kerr. As Holden and Jordan know, on NBA 2K15, I'm Steve Kerr, Steve Nash, or Tony Parker. just because I like to shoot threes. That's it. No, I enjoy NBA Live 2000. Probably one, like I said, one of my favorite basketball games. My brother and I used to play this game a lot. This was before I really understood football once again. But how can you go wrong with Brett Favre on the cover of NFL Quarterback Club 98? It's different than Madden. There's a bit of a learning curve to it. The graphics actually are much better than what they are on Madden. They're not as blocky. They're a little bit more smoother. But again, it is by Acclaim Sports, so yeah. Yeah. No, it's just that one takes a little bit of time to get the hang of it, but once you do, you're all set. There's cheats on it to unlock secret teams that are like the best on the game. It's fun, but I don't know if it's really worth it. So all you have to do is be Brett Favre and you're all set. Everybody knows that. Alright, this one I hold near and dear to my heart. Michael, my brother, and I played the shit out of this game when it first came out. I think I did a review of a transfer pack that I have. So yeah, you might already know. Pokemon Stadium, yep. My buddy Mikey Bradshaw will whoop your ass one day, or you're gonna whoop my ass, and we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, this brings you way back. You can use all 151. Yeah, all 151. If you have the transfer pack, you can use your own Pokemon from Pokemon Red or Blue. Yellow, I don't remember if it works or not. Either way, I like using the transfer pack because you could use, like I said, your own Pokemon, so you have them set up the way you want. Instead of using rental Pokemon in the game that just have generic moves that work, whatever. So, love this game. Alright. Now we're getting to the good stuff, almost. So yeah. Nice thing about this is I actually have these all in order. It took me a little while to do, but, I like having things done right. Okay. This one, the next one, I don't remember when we got it. I just remember getting it. It's a Star Wars game. Probably one, and I know there was a couple on the N64. I know there's the Pod Racers and Rebel Squadron, I think. Something like that. This one is Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. This is actually a really good game. It's got a mix of flying and like just regular stage levels. Pretty fun. I think it's got its own like little timeline in the Star Wars era. I don't know. I don't care about Star Wars enough to really know exactly when it happens. But regardless, it's a pretty fun game. If you've never played it, I'd recommend it. Just to add to your repertoire of games you've played. I mean, nowadays, looking at it, it's pretty bad, but when it first came out, it was probably one of the better games that was out. Alright. This one we got for Christmas. Came bundled with the N64. I've beaten this game multiple times. I remember when it first came out, there was a little Easter egg, they thought, that Yoshi was on top of the building, which actually he was in the remake. I don't remember if he was or not. Either way, they originally thought he'd be playable, but he's not. Super Mario 64. One of the greatest games ever made. To this date. To the date. Anybody who says different, I'll kick him in the ass. I mean, Zelda's a really fun game, which I'm surprised I don't have. Go on. Score 64. There's just I could spend a whole video talking about that, so I'll do that a different day. But yeah, that game, we got it for Christmas and we just played the hell out of it every day. 120 stars, I believe, or 125, something like that. There's a lot to the game. I mean, when you first played it, you were all of a sudden in 3D. You're like, holy crap! You're running around, stuff like that. Yeah, underwater levels looked really good. But so that'll be a different day. So EG has Holden and Jordan heard me saying now they won't let me live it down. So yeah. Alright. These next ones are all sports related games. Okay. Two of them are probably two of the funniest games I've played in a long time when I played them. So Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey 98 and Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. The best part about these games, I mean, it's a 3-on-3. I mean, there's the goalie, so I guess 4, but 3-on-3 for the attackers, defenders. Commentator was the best part of this part of these games. If you got enough saves, the announcer would be like, yeah, he's like a brick wall, and all of a sudden you see a brick wall show up in front of your goalie. It's quite funny. Fighting was always fun. It's uppercut, jab, jab. Oh, Bertman's drowning again. Alright. These next ones are one at a time. This game that I'm going to show you right now is without a doubt my favorite wrestling game of all time. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Think about that for a second. Yes. Without a doubt, one of my favorite wrestling games, just for the music alone at the title screen. That's all I need to listen to to really get in a good mood for this game. WCW versus NWO World Tour. You have the Giant and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Anybody that grew up in the 90s during the Monday Night Wars, if you're a wrestling fan at all, WCW Monday Nitro and WWF Raw. Those were the two competing ones. So, but World Tour, man, that game is great. I love it. It's a very simple game for the most part. Grapple, strike, reverse, round, stuff like that. Fun. I always play the Sting because I like Sting. But yeah. This one, let me see. I think this next one came out after WrestleMania 2000. Much more updated game, more characters, a little bit better graphics for what you could do. It was different than WCW, obviously. Whole different franchise. But yeah, good old wrestling game. The wrestling games on the N64 for the most part were pretty much the same. Same kind of concept, same grapple system for the most part. So, you know. I got this one for Christmas. I played the shit out of this game. I still do. Actually, I still plug it in and play once in a while when I feel like just playing a good wrestling game. WWF No Mercy. Like I said, I played this game a lot. It kept me company on some not so better days, but you know, gotta go through them. That one for the WWF time was my favorite one. He had hardcore matches, stuff like that. It was much easier to do finishers in that game than what it is for a lot of the other ones. All you had to do was press your control stick up and press A when you had your special meter full. Knock some bitches out that way. Alright, this game is actually really hard to do moves. It's even harder to do finishers because they don't tell you how to do them. You actually had to figure it out before the internet was really around. So you had to do a lot of button mashing just to try and figure it out. And you have to basically beat your opponent until their health is in the red, like dark crimson red, and that could take a while. So, WWF Warzone. I mean, it's not a terrible game by any means, but it's not an easy game either. It takes time to really get good at it, and if you don't have a whole lot of time to put towards it, then it's still fun. You have your championship mode, your singles, hardcore matches, stuff like that. But yeah, it was so hard to do finishers in that game. You had, like I said, you had to do so much stuff. But that is it for my N64, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, it's 2 videos in 2 days. Whenever tomorrow will ring, who knows? I am going to have a game discussion one of these days. I'm actually going to have a couple people sit down with me. We're talking about video games. If you want to be part of it, I'm looking at you. I want you to be a video game reviewer. So I'm not a crook. No, I'm actually going to try and get people that have played games like this with me, that have played them. I want to get their opinions on them. Because that's one thing I enjoy. I enjoy hearing what people have to say about the games that I've played, that they've played, that I've never played, that I want to play, stuff like that. So if you have something you would want to sit down, talk to, as I said, I enjoy getting people's reactions to games. That's it, folks. Until next time, on Bradshaw's Game Reviews, stay classy.